For years, our phones were flat and the AI lacked a bit of personality. But now we have a device that's different. The Honor robot phone has the goal to change a lot of things. So adding a gimbal as camera to a phone is so groundbreaking? Question mark. Yes, it is, because it is not like the gimbal OIS that we had in Asus or Vivo phones before. It's a true little gimbal, a true little 6-axis gimbal like we have in the DJI Pocket, or now the Insta360 is doing this as well. And there are even rumors that Oppo and Vivo might work on such a thing. But no one put it in a phone yet. But Honor is doing it. And this has some technical challenges, technical implications, technical features that it will implement. But it also is a game changer where no one is really talking about AI. And that's, I think, why they call it robot phone. Do you remember The Big Bang Theory when Siri came out and Raj, one of the characters there, fall in love with Siri? Because it was the first kind of personalized or more human-like assistant on a phone. And just because it had a female voice and could answer. And now look at your LLMs, ChatGPT, Gemini and others. They lack this personality. It's just a text prompt. You can have a voice prompt as well, but it's just like a bubble or something floating. It's not very personalized, is it? And all of them are like that. And they lack a bit of this experience. But now with the robot phone, combined with LLMs, it has the power of changing things because it gives personality. Physical personality. By having this gimbal rotate, nod, and doing other things, look at you, see you, give you advice, and you see it looking at you. You see it moving its camera head. This is giving personality, and this is the real game changer in terms of LLMs and AI, I think. And this is why Honor is promoting it like this, promoting it like someone propping their phone up on a charger, asking this gimbal AI if the clothes that she is wearing is looking fine, or is it appropriate for the meeting she's going to. Such things, this is the target audience, because yes, Honor will definitely also, with the RE cooperation, do and focus on video specific features, have some gimbal specific features that we see already on the Insta360 and DJI Pocket gimbals. And for vlogging it will be also very, very awesome there. Technology wise, yes. But to hit a real milestone, what they have to do is capture the hearts of millions, not of those enthusiasts that like to take videos. So this will be very interesting to see how they try to do it and how well they will be having this implemented in the operating system within their AI. Because what they have to do is either use some existing AI and implement some API to access this little gimbal camera to create such gestures and somehow give this whole thing emotion or pretend to have emotion. And this can only be done by certain gestures, like rotating the camera, eventually nodding, saying no by shaking the head of the camera, such things. So this is what makes it more human-like. And this is what I think they are aiming for to create a real game changer. But now let's talk a little bit about the technology behind it and what we see there. So first of all, the gimbal camera will be in a closed state also usable as the main camera sensor. 200 megapixel, I assume. Not sure if it will be 1-inch sensor, 1 or 1.28 inch size sensor is also okay. If it's 1 or 1.4, it's borderline usable there at this point, because we have like the big, DJI pockets that have using 1-inch sensors. So I think it should be at least 1 or 1.2 inch size sensor. We will see how this will go. I think Honor has lots of them lying around and they will fit definitely in this case. But yeah, we have to see. Then we will have an ultra-wide angle and a telesensor as well. Hopefully the telesensor will be also 1 or 1.4 200 megapixel sensor that they're using already in their Magic series, the Pro line of series there. And of course we will also see an ultra-wide angle because they have to put an ultra-wide angle there. What's quite interesting is that they didn't omit, and this is probably something they, for version 2, they didn't omit the selfie cam for video calls, which is a bit weird because yeah, you can just use the gimbal and it will turn around to you and you get a better selfie cam for sure. I hope that this will be possible in software, that it is possible to use this gimbal camera as a selfie cam. But why didn't they omit the selfie cam, the punch hole there in the front? I don't get it. Maybe just to have that dynamic island clone magic capsule there? I hope not. I hope they have a better explanation for having this front-facing camera because it's useless when you have a gimbal camera, in my opinion. Video quality wise, we will get lots and lots of features there, probably with gimbal-like features like panoramas that you can take automatically. You just put it on a stand. Maybe they have an extra case for it. Put it in the case and you have a stand, then it will turn around to create a panorama 360-degree view maybe eventually as well. You get good of stabilizations, different like first-person view, stabilization and so on, just like what you know from gimbals, of course. So this will also be included there, together with more video-centric features, vlogging kind of features, maybe some kind of cinema effects that you can do with the gimbal that will be automatically built into the software. I can imagine such things. But like I said, these are just byproducts for specific niche of people. Where they want to capture people's heart is the AI features with this device. And this will be quite interesting to see. Psychology is the right term that we use here, I think, because if you see an LLM with a little face, moving, nodding, having gestures, reacting directly to you, this needs fast LLMs. And we get to a point now that we have a natural conversation with an LLM right now. This is a game changer for the majority of people. But also for me, it might be a game changer because I'm vlogging here with my phone. And you see, we have EIS, electronic image stabilization, and OIS combined here to create a bit of non-shaky kind of footage. But still, in certain conditions, especially when it comes to low light, this will have some light flickers, dancing lights in the background because OIS and EIS cannot compensate so good for those kinds of shakes here. And this will be the game changer for the Honor phone, the Honor Robot phone, because it will also in low light provide you, even with a 1 or 1.28 inch size sensor, provide you a stable enough footage that you don't have this dancing lights in the background there. And it can even provide with EIS probably something that comes very close to an action cam. Though, keep in mind, it's not an action cam and this mechanical parts can easily break. It's a phone nevertheless, and you can let it fall down. I guess it will have a retractable kind of gimbal, so when it detects the phone is falling down, just like the selfie cams that were coming out of the front case there back in the days, they retracted when they detected a fall. This will also happen with the gimbal, but the gimbal, can it fold so quickly back to its form? I don't really know, but we have to see about that. But keep in mind, it will be a first-gen product, so it will be maybe a bit more fragile than the later products, because there's still, yeah, it's the first product of its kind. So how well will the hardware be? I guess it will be a game changer nevertheless. They really cannot really screw it up, because what we saw already in terms of demos is quite impressive. I think what they have to figure out is like when to release the product. When all the video stuff that they want to work on is ready, or when they also have the AI stuff ready. And I think it should be almost on the same par. Like I said, the video stuff is important for us tech geeks, but the AI stuff is important for getting more sales to normal people. And the question will be, which one will they target? And from their advertisements so far, I think they are more going into the second group there. Maybe they were just experimenting and see which of those is the right group. They are investing in both, especially with the ARI integration that we will see on this robot phone. Tremendous integration there with color profiles, with certain effects that you can achieve with the gimbal, of course. Real movies will be shot probably with this gimbal. I can imagine that the launch event in a few days will be shot with this gimbal camera robot phone as well. because it will be so good. And maybe it will be even shot handheld. That would be even more cool. And reviews will come out, of course. I don't have the robot phone in my hand yet. I hope to get it one day. But it will be expensive. That's, I think, one of the biggest gripes there. It's coming out at a point in time where I don't want to hype it too much because it's getting very expensive. With the memory price hikes that we have right now, where lots of smartphone manufacturers are already given up on cheaper alternatives, this phone will get pretty pricey. We are talking about 2,000 and up in bucks. So it doesn't matter USD or euros. It will be very pricey. 2,200 euros, I think, is what you get. Even in China, it will be pricey. I cannot imagine being at 2,000 bucks in China, but maybe 1,800, something like this. This is my prediction right now. But you can tell me in the comments what you think about the price that you expect for this robot phone. First of its kind, they can definitely get a little bit of more money for that, especially as this R&D they put in costs a lot of money and they have to get this money back somehow. In the end, what do you think about the Honor robot phone? Will it be a revolution? Will it be pricely too high, technology-wise very impressive, and we have to wait for a second generation or for this to cheap down? Like I said, Oppo and Vivo are probably also working on such thing. Either a smartphone or like a real gimbal like Insta360 or DJI Osmo Pocket alternative. We have to see and wait. But I think this idea that Honor has might create a new category here. I don't see many manufacturers jumping on board of this because Honor is quite far and put a lot of research and development in there because of the price hikes, because of restrictions that those manufacturers have to give themselves to not run into financial trouble here. But I can imagine that they probably want to develop such thing. So if this robot phone fails now, it will win at a later point, maybe with newer technology, more granular technology, better camera sensors, maybe better LLMs as well at one point. But we have to see. What is your opinion? Write it down in the comment section. That's everything for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Until the next time. Bye.